One of the oldest buildings in Tempe not only tells the story of how Tempe became the city it is today, but paved the way for other Arizona industries to thrive.
That's right. ABC 15's Jordan Bonnke dives into the history of the Hayden Flour Mill.
If you're standing at Mill Ave in Rio Salado in Tempe, look in any direction and you'll see plenty that's new. But if you ask historian John Southard,
put the grain on a conveyor belt,
he'll tell you you don't get Tempe if you don't first have the Hayden Flour Mill.
Without question.
Legend has it in the 1870s, businessman Charles Hayden came up from Tucson, climbed on top of a butte in Tempe, looked down at what is now Mill Ave in Rio Salado and said,
"What an opportunity here."
By 1874, Hayden had parts shipped in and built the first mill to provide a much-needed service for local farmers in the area, milling their grain into flour.
This is something that really helped to demonstrate the economic potential of the Salt River Valley. This is something that tells the story of Tempe.
When Charles Hayden passed in 1900, he left the mill to his son, Carl Hayden. Then in 1917, Carl sought to rebuild the mill with poured concrete to make the mill as fire-resistant as possible.
Unfortunately, mills and silos are prone to fires and explosions, and that's precisely what happened. They wanted to ensure that that didn't happen this time around, and so here we are more than 100 years later, and it is standing.
Carl Hayden went on to become Arizona's first senator until 1969. He helped start the Central Arizona Project, which provides most of the state's water.
A great deal of the water that we drink today is thanks to the efforts of Senator Hayden.
And Charles Hayden's wife, Sally, fought for women's equality as a suffragist. So next time you drive by the still standing silos along the Salt River, know that this flour mill stands for much more than just a really old building.
Prehistoric times to the present, a place for commerce.
What's next for the Hayden Flour Mill isn't quite clear, but in February of this year, Tempe started negotiations with builders to redevelop the site. In Tempe, Jordan Bonnke, ABC 15, Arizona.
Well, the city of Tempe isn't the only part of our state with a storied past. Tomorrow morning, ABC 15's Justin Pizzera will take us on a tour of downtown Phoenix, looking at the history of Arizona's largest city and the importance of preserving it. To learn more about Arizona and our state's history, head to abc15.com/in-depth. And be sure to join us every evening this week for more in-depth stories exploring Arizona's history and all the unique stories our state has to offer.